1.2 million LEDs, the world's largest screen, and a whopping $2.3 billion price tag to build the whole thing. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last year, you've probably seen it. The Sphere. It's trending all over social media, everyone's talking about it, everyone wants to go to it. The Sphere isn't just a concert venue though, it's the world's largest digital billboard. And you know what that means, right? It means it's an advertising business using the concert venue as a front, selling digital real estate to any company who's willing to pay to put their logo on the Sphere. So here's the million-dollar question everyone wants to know. How much does it cost to advertise on the Sphere? If you look at the Sphere's revenue today, you'll see most of it is just driven by their ticket sales, to their shows, to their events, everything they sell at the venue itself. What most people don't realize though is they actually have to split those ticket sales with the group or with the artist performing there. So that means if they generate $100 million in a quarter, they might only be taking home $50 million. And that profit margin shrinks even further once you realize that the Sphere is outputting around 21,000 homes worth of energy. So they're spending millions just to maintain and keep that thing up and running every single year. And that's not even factoring in employee costs. Up until recently, nobody actually knew how much it cost to advertise on the Sphere, but every brand did know one thing. A giant digital billboard was for sale that could be seen by millions of people on social media and for miles and miles in Las Vegas. Recently though, something really interesting happened. Somebody on Twitter actually leaked the entire slide deck, which documents all of their pricing, what the actual ad slots entail, just everything you would want to know as an advertiser. You want to know what the cost was though? Around $450,000, and that's just for a single day. Let me break it down for you though. For $450,000, you get 4 hours of advertising with a 50% SOV takeover. That's basically like the share of voice, meaning you own 50% of the available ad slots. That means you're spending around $1,800 a minute, or $31 per second your ad runs on the Sphere. And for just $200,000 more, you can get 414 minutes of airtime, 276 ad slots, and a 4-hour SOV takeover on your day of choice. Obviously, it's a better value, but still, it's extremely expensive. Okay, but is this expensive? How do you actually quantify, how expensive an advertisement should be? How much do brands actually pay currently on other mediums? And one of the important things that advertisers look at when they're trying to figure out how much they should be spending to run an ad is this concept called CPM, which stands for cost per mil. And what this is, it's basically the dollar amount you spend for every 1,000 eyeballs that sees your ad, or 1,000 impressions. And that's regardless of if they convert or if they actually spend money on your business. It's just the amount you pay to run the ad to begin with. The CPM for the Sphere is around $95 per 1,000 eyeballs, which is crazy. That is the absolute ceiling when it comes to ad spend. There's not many places you can go to spend more money than that. In 2020, the average cost to reach those same 1,000 people on cable TV was around $1,000. And in 2023, if you look at the stats for Disney Plus and Netflix, it was around $50. And then if you go to YouTube, it's even lower, around $15, and you get way better targeting capabilities. The thing is, with the Sphere, you're basically paying this huge multiple or this huge premium for no targeting capabilities. It's like you're just spraying and praying. The only possible way you're going to be able to actually measure the impact of running an advertisement on the Sphere is doing some sort of really sophisticated incrementality testing where you're actually measuring the lift in sales or conversions for the exact time slot those ads were running. Okay, so is advertising on the Sphere worth it? Because, a lot of brands are doing it, so they must be seeing value from it, right? Well, there's this interesting angle that nobody's really talking about, and it's that the Sphere kind of bridges the gap between physical and digital advertising. It kind of allows you to merge the two in a way that you previously weren't able to do. If someone gave me $500,000 to spend on an advertising campaign, I probably wouldn't run it on the Sphere because there's basically no way for me to calculate my return on ad spend. Then again, if you're a household name like, Pepsi or Doritos, where all you're really trying to do is build trust with your consumers so the next time they go into Kroger, they'll buy Doritos instead of Lay's or Pepsi instead of Coke, these types of campaigns work really well because it's constantly keeping your brand top of mind for them. For me, digital channels like Google, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube just provide so much more value for advertisers because you can actually target exact users. You can control how you're spending your advertising dollars, and that's just not possible with the Sphere. There's actually some pretty crazy stuff happening in the advertising world right now because you have all of these new privacy laws, you have ad blockers, you have third-party cookies being blocked by Chrome and Safari, and you have all of these companies scrambling to figure out a new way to target users across the web with advertisements. And what they've all realized is that the most efficient way to optimize return on ad spend is actually uploading first-party audiences to the ad platforms directly. So sending your customer data and your audiences to Facebook, to Google, to tell them, hey, find me more people like this, or hey, serve this customer with an ad across this channel. And what this is doing is it allows you to directly track and measure, conversions for your business, which is not something you can really do advertising on the Sphere or with traditional out-of-home advertising on signs and that sort of thing. And really the question you have to ask yourself as a marketer is, how are you going to quantify your return on ad spend?